Hey everybody, it's Jonathan and Teresa Keel. We're back talking about missions. So you think you want to become a missionary. Today we want to talk a little bit about the nuts and bolts, how to start up this wonderful life. There are, some basic challenges at the very beginning, especially for families, transitioning from a normal American life to a life of missions and resting on God's providence.
So I think probably the first thing that you want to do is decide whether you want to do it on your own or if you would like to go with a company. We are members of Family Missions Company. We really actually very much like it, so I highly recommend going with Family Missions Company if you're interested, if you're a single or you're a family. But you can definitely do it on your own if you'd like. Within our company, we probably have the largest family, I think, with 8 kids. But there are many families with 7 or expecting their 7th. So big families are definitely welcome as well as small ones. But you do want to go ahead and make sure that you are comfortable with whatever decision that you make. And then you want to start figuring out your finances.
And I think one of the things you want to do is find support. One of the first things that we did was we wrote a letter to all the people that we knew, describing our intentions. And, surprising, some of the people we didn't think would support us were very generous, and other people we thought would be, behind us were kind of thought we were crazy and weren't interested in supporting us, or maybe weren't able at that time. It's great if you're one of those lucky people who has a church that would support you, that would allow you to go and speak at their church. I know in our experience, where we're at in this current time, after 8 years, we've spoken in many churches. When we started off, we discovered a lot of those doors were closed. People weren't very interested in having us come and speak. I remember one time in particular, we drove, probably a whole day, literally 20 hours, up to a place, spent hundreds of dollars in food and gas to get there, and we were told by the pastor that we could speak at the very end of Mass for 2 minutes, and we couldn't ask for any monetary support. And so, and we've found that we're not the only ones who have experienced that. So there is a reality that sometimes you'll face doors that are closed, but the Lord always provides. He's always provided for us, usually in ways we're not expecting. You can go and speak to people individually. That's not something we generally have done, so I'm not going to speak a whole lot about that. But we do have a blog, From Me to Missionary. Sorry, our little missionaries here. This is Silas. From Me to Missionary.wordpress.com. And we also send out, try to do quarterly newsletters. We also have a parish back in Abbeville, Louisiana, St. Teresa's, that has been a great support to us in the last couple years. So those are some ways to kind of start off. I know some people have brought savings in, but I think our view is more that it's great to get a kind of a community of people who are your mission partners, because they're blessed to be able to help by giving as you're helping by going.
I know that a lot of people within our company, and it's kind of the wave of the future, where people go and ask individuals to sponsor them or participate in the mission with a certain monetary donation monthly. We have not done that per se, where we've gone and met with individual benefactors. We've been blessed in a way where we've been able to talk at a little bit more churches than perhaps other people within our company, but that's definitely something you'd be interested in doing. Maybe asking if your friends or your family or some people might be interested in donating $50 to $100 a month to support the mission and the good work that you'll be doing wherever you are. Like Jonathan said, it is a great opportunity for them, because especially knowing you personally, they can trust that what they donate to is going to be used for the purpose in which they've donated the money, and they will be making a real difference. And you can have a personal relationship, constantly updating what you've been up to and what you're doing and where their money is going.
That's always been important for us. I remember our first year we fixed a number of houses, put in floors. Also in our 5th year we did a number of floors, and what we liked to do was for each person who donated a floor or a roof or something like that, we had a sign, we took a picture of it and put it on Facebook that said, thank you, Joe Smith, for your donation. You helped this family, a picture of the family. So again, connecting them so that it's not just I'm giving just my money away, but rather that they're making as much of a connection as you can help bridge with the actual people that you're serving. Another thing's language acquisition. That is a reality. I taught language for years. I love language, and so for me, the challenge of learning Spanish and here Quechua is exciting. It's something that I can put my mind into, even if we don't have a whole lot going on in our rural town. We can always be studying Spanish, and it helps kind of keep the mind going, so you're not just sitting around being bored if on those days where maybe it's pouring rain and you can't get out.
I will mention, though, that some people find language acquisition to be somewhat easy or entertaining or anything like that. I found it to be rather difficult. It was a big challenge, very large cross for me. Now, after 8 years, I would say that I feel pretty fluent in Spanish. However, I know that grammatically there are definitely things that I still say wrong. But do I get my point across? Yes, I do. And I feel like almost always everyone understands what I'm trying to say, if I can't exactly say it correctly. But we are going to do a whole video on just language acquisition.
Things you can do, places you can go to kind of help with that. Also, we're down the road, as we're closing this particular podcast or YouTube video, we're going to talk about, vaccines. What's the best way to go about doing that in our experience? Visas, that's something that some people you might not have thought about, but depending on the country, it can be pretty challenging, the type of visa you get, and so we'd like to talk to you a little bit about that. And, as we kind of put out these videos, if anything else comes to our minds, we'll share that as well. But we're trying to keep these videos between 5 to 8 minutes, and so
keep looking out for certain other ones. We will do one on what to bring and what not to bring, what's important to save, what can you get rid of and let go of. We'll be talking a little bit more about like how to stay in missions and things like that, and just basically how to maybe pick your mission post, pick where you want to stay for those especially who have the option of choosing where they go. But we literally have just a ton of topics that we'll be touching on. So if we didn't mention it right now in this video on starting missions, but you still have questions, just wait. Chances are we'll be answering those questions in our next couple of videos.
And as always, we'd like to end with my wife's one of her favorite quotes,
which is, if you are who you should be, you'll set the world on fire. So let's go out there and start some fires, y'all.
God bless you.